Rain poured over the city streets, blurring the lights and chilling the night air. Ethan Walker hurried along the cracked sidewalk, clutching a torn grocery bag and holding his daughter Lily's tiny hand. Their shared umbrella barely kept them dry as they made their way home to their small, run-down apartment. "Daddy, are we having pancakes tonight?" Lily asked hopefully. Ethan smiled softly, though exhaustion hid behind his eyes. "Not tonight, sweetheart. Maybe on the weekend." She nodded with a trusting smile. No matter how hard things got, Lily never stopped believing in him, and that gave him strength. Ethan had lost his job at the auto shop months ago, and bills had been piling up ever since. Still, he worked small handyman jobs whenever he could and did everything to keep his little girl's world bright. As they passed through the park, Lily stopped suddenly. "Daddy, look!" Ethan followed her gaze to a woman sitting alone on a bench near the fountain. Her elegant coat was drenched, her hair clung to her face, and tears streamed down her cheeks. She looked completely lost. "Daddy, why is the lady crying?" Lily asked quietly. Ethan hesitated. He was struggling himself, broke, tired, uncertain of tomorrow, but something about the woman's sorrow stirred his heart. "I don't know, sweetie," he said softly. "Let's see if she's okay." They walked over. Ethan spoke gently, "Ma'am, are you all right?" The woman looked up, startled. Her eyes were red and hollow, her face pale but graceful. I'll be fine. Please, don't worry." "You're soaked," Ethan said. Without thinking, he took off his worn jacket and placed it around her shoulders. "It's not much, but it's dry." She blinked, surprised. "You don't have to." He smiled. "I know. But sometimes we all need help. Come on, there's a small diner down the street. Let's get you something warm." Inside the cozy diner, the smell of coffee and baked bread filled the air. Ethan ordered one bowl of soup and a cup of hot chocolate, something they could share. He slid the cup toward her. "Here. This helps." She hesitated, then took it. "Thank you," she whispered, voice trembling. "You don't even know me." Ethan shrugged. "That doesn't matter. You looked like you needed a friend." The woman's lips quivered as she fought back tears. "I lost everything tonight," she said softly. "My mother passed away, my fiancé betrayed me, and I just didn't know where to go." Ethan didn't ask for details. He just nodded with quiet understanding. "I'm sorry," he said simply. "But the rain always ends, you know? You just have to hold on until it does." The woman smiled faintly. "You sound like someone who knows storms well." He chuckled. "Maybe. But I've got my sunshine right here." He looked at Lily, who was drawing hearts on a napkin. That made the woman's eyes soften. "She's lucky to have you." When they finished eating, Ethan walked her to a taxi. "Take care of yourself, all right?" Before she left, she handed him a business card. "My name's Clara," she said quietly. "Thank you for reminding me people still care." He nodded, smiling. "Anytime, Clara." Days passed. Ethan tried not to think much about that night. He had bigger worries, his rent was due, and his savings were gone. One morning, as he prepared to drop Lily off at school, there was a knock on the door. A man in a black suit stood outside. "Mr. Ethan Walker?" "Yes." The man handed him an envelope. "Miss Clara Beaumont asked me to deliver this personally." Ethan frowned. "Clara Beaumont?" He opened the envelope. Inside was a letter, and a check for $250,000. He froze. His hands shook as he read the note. "Ethan. That night, I had given up on everything. I didn't want to live anymore. But your kindness, and your daughter's smile, reminded me of the good that still exists in this world. You saved me, though you didn't know it. Please accept this as gratitude, not charity. You showed me humanity when I had lost faith in it. Clara Beaumont. Ethan stared at the check, stunned. Clara Beaumont, the billionaire CEO of Beaumont Holdings, had been the woman crying in the rain. He didn't want to accept it, but the truth was, that money could change their lives. He used it to move into a modest new apartment and finally open a small repair shop. For the first time in years, things were starting to look up. A week later, Clara visited. Gone were the tears and brokenness, she looked radiant, calm, alive. I hope you don't mind, she said softly. I wanted to see how you and Lily are doing. Lily ran to her and hugged her legs. You're our friend. Clara knelt, smiling warmly. Yes, sweetheart. I think I am. From that day, Clara became part of their lives. She often stopped by Ethan's shop with lunch, helped Lily with her homework, and shared laughter that filled their once empty home. One evening, as they watched Lily play in the park, Clara turned to Ethan. You know, I used to think success meant money and power. But that night, you showed me it means being seen, being cared for. Ethan looked at her quietly. And you reminded me that kindness comes back in ways we never expect. She smiled gently. Do you think people meet for a reason? I do now, he said, his voice low but certain. Months later, Clara invited Ethan to a charity gala she hosted. During her speech, she told the crowd about the man who helped her one rainy night, expecting nothing in return. He showed me that kindness is the greatest wealth of all, she said, her eyes finding Ethan's across the room. When the applause faded, Ethan walked toward her. She smiled, tears glimmering in her eyes. Clara, he whispered, you didn't just change my life, you became it. She reached for his hand. And you reminded me what it means to live. A year later, under soft rain in that same park, Lily pointed at the bench where they had first met. Daddy, that's where the lady was crying. Clara laughed, leaning against Ethan's shoulder. And that's where I found you. Ethan smiled, wrapping his arm around her. No, that's where we all found hope. The rain fell softly, wrapping them in its quiet rhythm, a reminder that sometimes, even in the darkest storms, a single act of kindness can light the way home.